It is our power, it is our support which made them sit even in the government office.
I'm talking about Joe. Joshua, Joshua, Joe. Joshua, Joshua, Joe.
Because, amongst many other things, Joshua was also co-founder and journalist at the most popular independent weekly magazine, Set It. Joshua surrendered voluntarily to the authorities when his colleagues were arrested. 18 journalists were imprisoned, and for years to come, nobody would know anything about these people.
What about Aglilu Solomon, Matthew Saptap, Dawit Mikael, Medhani Haile, Tamizgan Gabriel Jesus, Dawit Isaak, Said Abdel Qadir, Sayyum Tasfai, Yusuf Muhammad Ali? What about?
Now, little by little, we're starting to find out. Fesahai Johannes, Joshua, a former hero of the struggle for liberation, who lost his first wife and his brother fighting beside him in the trenches, passed away on January the 11th of 2007. He died while in custody. He had gone from jail to jail, isolated, incommunicado, tortured, living in inhuman conditions.
You went to prison for no reason, accused of treason.
He had been, for example, in the underground prison of Dongolo. In this prison, prisoners are chained to the wall by their feet and permanently manacled. Cells are 1.5 metres long by 1.5 wide. From the tops of each of these holes hangs a light bulb that is never turned off. Prisoners are constantly bitten by insects, sleeping on the ground. Contact with other prisoners or guards is strictly forbidden. So Joshua's only communications were the interrogation sessions that 2 colonels conducted with him, ripping his fingernails out in the process. By the time of his death, after 5.5 years of imprisonment and torture, Joshua had a paralysed hand and could hardly walk. This is what his brother-in-arms had to say about him.
Fesahai Johannes, known as Joshua, where is he now?
I don't know him.
He was co-founder of the newspaper Set It, which was the biggest newspaper here prior to being shut down.
I don't know him. I don't know.
You don't know him, or where he might be.
I don't know him. If I don't know him, how can I know where he might be?
I wanna know who the brave, who the traitor. Tell me who the brave perpetrator. I wanna know who the brave, who the traitor. Let me know who the brave perpetrator. You dedicated your life for love and freedom. You dedicated your life for love, peace, and freedom. You dedicated your life for love, peace, and freedom. You dedicated your life for love.
He hasn't been the first of the journalists to die, and he won't be the last. None of them have ever been charged with anything nor appeared in front of a court. And when Isaias, on a trip to South Africa, was asked about it, his literal response was, "Do you have any idea about the Guantanamo Bay in Cuba, where the United States has detained prisoners for reasons of national security? So can we do, just like that. We can detain people whom we believe are a threat to our national security, if we want, indefinitely."
Whenever you want.
This is the man that Isaias killed, the threat to national security, performing here with his children's group as the lion. Much more than a potential political opponent for the dictator. Above all, a good man, a hard worker for his community, a true fighter for the liberation of his people. Meanwhile, the once brother-in-arms who betrayed Joshua and a whole nation also keeps fighting, but his fight, we know now, has always been for power. And if he runs out of enemies outside his country, he makes his fellow citizens his enemies and kills them. But we are watching, and we now know Isaias. We know the kind of man you are and what you are doing. Well over 1 million Eritrean people living in diaspora cannot be kept quiet. You kill people like Joshua, your brother-in-arms, so as to try to own the once proud collective memory of Eritrea, so you can justify your power and impose your figure as the father of the country. But by killing people like Joshua, you are creating the heroes of the future. It is people like Joshua whose pictures will hang from the walls of Eritrean households for generations to come. And whoever looks at them will know that these were the people that truly fought for liberation, and that they were all killed by a dictator who once existed, called Isaias Afwerki. These images of children playing in the streets were the last ones that my husband filmed for Joshua. We don't know what he had in mind for these images, but this is what he wanted to be filmed. Children playing.
This generation may say we have reconstructed our own country. We have worked for the well-being of our country. We have worked just to put our country at the level of all the developed countries. We have worked, just we have done our duty. We have done our duty. I believe that.
It is our power, it is our support which made them sit even in the government office. It is our power, it is our support which made them sit even in the government office.
I'm talking about Joshua,
So Joshua's only communication was the interrogation sessions that 2 colonels conducted with him, ripping his fingernails out in the process.